It smells almost unedible, in my opinion. I don't want no smoke.
Spit it in there. Somebody will eat.
The entire customer service experience, in my opinion, family's opinion, was completely unprofessional.
Literally, he could have put these out and been the dick, but because it was just an overwhelmingly amount of, he's like, all right, bro, it's no say, like, overall, collectively, you niggas is a problem. All right, we got us an Omeezy video. Shout out to boy Omar. This is the internet finally turned on Keith Lee. I did see a bunch of stuff was going on with Keith Lee. I'm actively not in that algorithm on TikTok anymore, so I don't know what was going on, and I don't really scroll TikTok like that much either anymore. Like, I'm just not that much of a TikTok scroller to figure out what's going on, so let's get into it.
The day has finally come. People are here to attack Keith Lee. And it's crazy because Keith Lee has done nothing but mind his business, visit restaurants, and even change people's lives with the impact that his social media influence has.
Frankenstein's restaurant is getting some major shine, and it's all thanks to this video posted on TikTok.
This is one of the best wings I've ever had. This is a 10.
Our phone never stopped ringing. I sold more lemon pepper wings in the last 2 days than I have in the last 4 months.
I actually actively went to this restaurant in Vegas as well. I went to this restaurant in Vegas. It was actually not bad.
I made more garlic knots yesterday than I've ever made.
Lee's review on TikTok captured the attention of people all over the world.
Boy.
And reflects the power of social media.
People coming in from Iowa, people from California. I had a family come up from Lake Havasu. I had people come down from Utah.
The video has now been viewed more than 18 million times and liked by more than 4 million people.
Now, I shouldn't have to go too deep into who Keith Lee is and what he stands for. His main thing is giving restaurants constructive criticism. And that's an emphasis on constructive criticism. He's not there to tear anybody down or bash anybody, but really tell the truth and point out.
You know what's so crazy is Keith Lee never actually bashed or tore down any restaurant ever. Actively ever. He always gave nah, I don't like this. Saying this could be this or this tasted like this. It's the restaurants not being able to take that constructive criticism that always brings, like, it's like this nigga, he moves the same. It's been the same every time. Oh, I don't know why I gave this non-food nigga a plate. He just likes to eat his food and tell people about it. He don't tell nobody he always tells somebody's, hey, go try it on your own and give it your own rating. He literally says that every time. He just tells people his social media, y'all taking it, nigga. Y'all, that's y'all. He's just telling y'all what he ate and what he thinks about it.
But if it's one thing that black folks can't handle, it is for sure a fact constructive criticism. Now, Keith Lee's had a few food tours that have went bad, most notably in the Bay Area and in
Atlanta. Bro, a day after that Atlanta incident, I shit you not, chat. Me, Mikey, Aaron, and Philly walked right past the restaurant that did not want to seat Keith Lee's wife and sister. Literally, the day after. Like, it was, when I tell you it was in that restaurant was bare empty, it was bare empty. We walked right past it, and I'm like, is that the real, that's the restaurant that he was just talking about. It was empty. Restaurant I went to was cool, though. The restaurant I went to was good. It was delicious. But it was literally right next door.
And for reasons that are very valid, because I went to those restaurants that Keith Lee went to before Keith Lee went to them, and trust me, they were bad. Even one of the restaurants that he went to that was on the list was near my home, and it kind of fell off even after Keith Lee came through. But this time, Keith Lee being in DC has people up in arms.
Because in this video, he says it's too hard.
Keith Lee says it's too hard to find good restaurants in Washington, D.C. because they're geared towards alcohol.
Hard to find restaurants in DC, and they focus too much on alcohol. Watch.
One thing I will say about DC, it's been very hard to find restaurants, in my opinion. All the restaurants are geared directly towards alcohol. If you don't drink, it seems like it's slim pickings. I'm talking about everything. Alcohol, bottomless, topless. Hurry up and get over here if we got drinks. I don't drink, so I'm hungry.
It is important to note that this is his general experience so far, but a lot of people did not appreciate on what he said. Here's some of the comments you see on that post.
His energy seems so catty. Lord, he drains me. Why? That's not true. He's been pressing my nerves since the Taraji mess. The fuck are you? He's on your nerves because he actively said, what the fuck does that have to do with you? Hey man, in my personal opinion, I think it's hard to get a good restaurant that's not tailored towards alcohol. Oh my god, this nigga get on my nerves. Do you see how that sounds?
His energy seems so catty, never understood why he's such a big deal. This person saying, Lord, he drains the F out of me. We have this person blaming the Taraji P. Henson mess why he's acting this way lately. But yeah, if you just keep scrolling through the comments, a lot of people have turned on Keith Lee. But there are also people who agree with him. This person saying alcohol has completely ruined the DMV. And we have this person saying that people are trend hopping, hating on him.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, I feel Keith Lee in this situation because Atlanta is going through a similar type of situation. A lot of people have abandoned the idea of
Yep, it's alcohol, and it's hookah, bro.
Building a good quality restaurant and have opted in for creating some sort of nightlife environment or some sort of place to hang out rather than serve good food. And one of the main reasons why this is an issue to me and my personal opinion is because alcohol licenses are expensive and scarce in a lot of these major places, which means the only people that they're gonna pass the buck on, and that's us, the patrons. The alcohol is gonna be marked up, the food's gonna be marked up, the entire experience is gonna be marked up. That's why you see all these places having these arbitrary ass rules where they're gonna add gratuity onto any bill over 2 people, and you can't separate the bill. Look, there's stupid ass rules, but it's all in an effort to make up for the money that they're losing because they want to focus on alcohol. Now, I don't want to minimize Keith Lee because he made a lot of great points in effort to talk about what these restaurants were like and why he didn't want to put them on his platform.
Let's talk about it. I know we only posted about 3 spots from Washington, but we went to about 12, and we made a decision as a family and as a team, and also a personal decision to not post most of them. A lot of those videos, in my opinion, aren't constructive at all. And before the narrative start, I'm gonna show a few clips of the places that we did go to. And again, I don't think they're constructive. So for privacy of the restaurants that we went to, I'm not gonna say what restaurant it is. It's the whiting with the sweet potatoes and mac and cheese. Fortunately, I won't be trying any of it. As always, I ain't trying to be rude, I'm just be honest. The smell of this, insane. This perforated the whole car immediately. So much so that my family went back in and asked if they fried it in the same grease that they did the shellfish. And come to find out, they do. And it smells almost unedible, in my opinion.
Ew.
I don't want no smoke.
Spit it in there. Somebody gonna eat
The entire customer service experience, in my opinion, and in my family's opinion, was completely unprofessional.
Literally, he could have put these out and been the dick. But because it was just an overwhelmingly amount of, he's like, all right, bro, it's no say, like, overall, collectively, you niggas is a problem. That's what he's saying. He's not even gonna call out one individual restaurant. Collectively, you niggas is a problem.
That they opened at 1 o'clock. The truck didn't open up until 2:15. It took about 45 minutes. When they went back to go get the food, they saw her preparing it. No gloves, no washing hands.
Now, I like the way that Keith Lee does this because if you are imperfect, it is going to expose your flaws. And a lot of these companies like to have a lot of different times to prepare themselves for when an influencer comes by and they roll out the red carpet. And I can speak from some personal experience, not the greatest, but even when I've seen other people get this treatment, people do give a different level of experience when there is somebody that they know is coming through that's famous and when there's somebody that's not coming through that's famous. And I think service should just be service. Like, it should be consistent no matter what's going on. But just like in Atlanta, when those people got defensive, obviously these DC restaurants
Facts. The thing is, like, it shouldn't be everybody is a customer. I don't want special treatment because at the same, I'm paid. If, like, I can get if it wasn't a food influencer, like, oh, you get special treatment for a celebrity or this and that, but everybody should be able to get the same quality of food because they're also a paying customer. The thing is, they'll give high quality shit to a person and then also give it to them for the free. But you won't give high quality shit to some person that's keeping your restaurant afloat. Like, that make sense. Just how you should treat these customers that can possibly be returning. Because at the end of the day, a food, that's something that someone will constantly buy. It's not like merchandise where you only need one. You really only need one. You can keep coming back if you want to and buy more. But if you have just the one, that's fine. No, after you eat, you gotta eat 3 times a day. Somebody could come to your restaurant 3 times in one day if they really love your food enough. But you're telling me you're gonna treat them and the food that you're giving them like shit? But a person that might just be flying through, coming through for the one time, you're gonna let them, 1, you're gonna let them not pay. And then 2, you're gonna give them the best possible food ever. Why? So they can tell more people to come to your restaurant when you treat your paying customers like like dog shit and give them shit service? Like, you have to figure out your average customer before you roll out the carpet for any celebrity.
Had to clap back on Mr. Lee.
Apparently, Keith Lee went to DC.
Oh, fuck. We stand by our... That doesn't look appetizing. Like, even a little bit. Like, I don't know what this sauce is. This looks crazy, though. And the fact that it just blends in with the mac and cheese looks insane. Hey, do you know 44% of y'all aren't subscribed? Go ahead and hit that button. And also go check out my gaming channel where I upload things like Spider-Man gameplay, Fortnite, Modern Warfare, older games, newer games, anything I can get my hands on, I'll play it. Go check it out. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the video, man.
A lot of the restaurants that wanted him to come, or the food that he tried, because he felt it wasn't nice and he didn't want to hurt the restaurant's business. So in his post, he posted this picture, but he didn't name the restaurant. There was no way you would have known whose restaurant.
Exactly. You wouldn't have known. Like, thank you. And he's allergic to
A
seafood.
business this was, unless the business came out and said it, which they did, which is Soul Wings DC. And they reposted this on their story and said, "We stand by our
shit looks
food,"
crazy.
which is this plate right here. Keith Lee responded, and you can pause to read, it's quite a bit, but he pretty much said, hey.
Those photos that I posted were some of the first ones to pop up, which were very public and other customer. I made a compilation of experience for a tour, hiding the identities for respect for this specific restaurant based on the food that we saw. We stated I wasn't in a target audience, wasn't going against the restaurant, meaning I never went enough to ask to come and give my opinion on their marketing. Their food and their customer service. I mentioned these photos because even though we didn't make it there, it was still a part of our experience of this tour. Exactly. So even if he didn't take that picture, when you Google that, that is an image that pops up. If I'm like, restaurants near me, and that pops up, fuck no. Fuck no. That wasn't even a picture he took. That was a picture somebody else took. That was their experience. So it's like, y'all were gonna try to roll out that's for your everyday person. I don't want that.
I didn't even put your name out there. You just want clout, basically, because nobody would even know it was your business had you not come out and said it was your business. And he was not trying to do anything to hurt their business.
I know people think that all press is good press, but shrimp in a mac and cheese is something that's got me pressed. That's disgusting as hell. That's worse than like cranberries and potato salad or whatever.
Like, and the thing is, you can have a good shrimp mac, like a lobster mac. It can be good. But that shit did not look good. I'm gonna be honest.
Caucasians be doing. Now, we all could have seen this coming from how the internet is treating Keith Lee, because Atlanta and DC are very much similar. They're very prideful. They're very proud of their food business establishment. And trust me, the criticism ain't gonna fly because they don't want to seem bad in the light. Now, the people that do know are gonna expose these businesses for what it actually is, but ultimately, they're not there for the purposes of doing good business. They're out there for the purposes of clout and just being able to say, hey, I'm a business owner, come through, friends, and have a drink with me. Now, with that being said, it's not like we can give Keith Lee just a pass on how he goes about these things. I've been very critical of Keith Lee in the past before, and I think it's a good time to bring up some of those disagreements that I may have had with him before that a lot of the internet is sharing. He has an extremely basic palate. He goes to the same types of places over and over and over again. So he's not getting a real grasp of the city. And he's pulling from a certain type of pool of people who have the same sorts of palate. He goes and gets mac and cheese, yams, collard greens, and whatever fried food that he can get at every single place. If this nigga eats another chicken and waffles, I'm going to lose it. Also, I don't think that it helps that he doesn't drink and has a seafood allergy. Now, I know that those are two things that he can't help. I myself have allergies and I myself don't drink. But with that being said, I think that you are going to be very skewed when you do have a limited palate. Hell, I would never become a food criticizer or whatever the case may be, because ultimately, I don't eat that many foods. And I know some people might say, well, that's not Keith Lee's fault. He is who he is. He's just a human being. And if he's allergic to things, he can't control that. But ultimately, I wouldn't want you to become a food critic. And it's not your fault. It started off as something simple, but it's grown into this massive thing. But people are going to give those criticisms regardless. He literally left New York hungry. Like, that makes no sense at all. I think that people have a lot of issue with Keith Lee is because of the magnitude that his word has on.
My thing is, If Keith Lee go to my favorite restaurant and say it's trash, cool. No line for me. W gatekeep. That's the thing. Like, people are so parasocial and take random people's content as bond when it's like, bro, he's just telling you how his, and not everybody has the same taste buds. First of all, what's good to him might not be good to you. Like, I know Keith Lee probably fuck with okra. I hate okra. That's how I know our palates are different. So, like, stop taking people's word verbatim. And then don't also blame people for having different taste buds than you. I don't understand why anybody is getting mad at his food reviews. You don't have to eat what he says to eat. I can just be like, oh, okay. You know, saying, oh, this does look good. I like him as an entertainer. I like what he says about the food. I like the places he visits. I like the way he travels. I love the way he's with his family. Blah, blah, blah. I don't have to. All right, well, Keith Lee said this restaurant is good, so I'm going to buy a plane ticket to fucking DC and go try this restaurant. No. Now, if I'm ever out in that area, I might try it. But I'm not acting. Oh my God, Keith Lee, I just have to have it. No.
On the people or the ecosystem that he speaks about or talks about or platforms. If Keith Lee says that your restaurant is good, he can seemingly change your trajectory for the rest of your life. Like I said, there's a restaurant that he went to in Atlanta that is near my home. And when I say it used to be a little quaint breakfast spot that is now spiraled out of control where you can't even place an order on a Saturday or a Sunday, it's something that I never even imagined for a place that I thought I could get a quick bite that was an IHOP or Waffle House. Now, with that also being said, he can affect your business negatively. And we've seen situations like this before. MKBHD is a tech YouTuber that is one of the biggest on the platform. He's been making content for a long time, so he's garnered an audience that trusts him and his reviews. I mean, he gets millions upon millions of views every time he posts. So recently, he did a review on an electric car company where they released a car that had so many bugs that he had no choice but to put out some sort of video about it. The company got wind of it, tried to get a hold of the review before he got...
Unaware that they were being recorded, the rep let some things slip. They admitted that even after the car's new update for software, it still has some holes in it. The video recording of the call has 3.6 million views on TikTok. Oh my God.
They said they were going to put out a software update, but ultimately jerked them around, and he placed all this on a YouTube video. Subsequently, right after the video dropped, the stock plummeted.
Can a video kill a company? The Fisker Ocean was a terrible car. It is a terrible car. This is the first one where I genuinely couldn't wait to be done driving it. Like, it just had tons of problems, bugs, missing features, safety issues. Like, it's just bad, right? So I review the thing. I give people what I feel is a fair assessment that also doubles as a warning not to buy this bad car. But did one review kill the entire company? I would say to zoom out a bit. First of all, I was not the only one to review the car, not even close. And so yes, the stock price did drop after my video, but the stock was in free fall for many, many months before my video too. And if you zoom out on YouTube or in the car review space in general, I was far from the only person saying these things about the car for all of these months. Many other reviewers had been having a plethora of issues, even stuff that I didn't have.
Now, people were upset at MKBHD and said that he shouldn't have even put out these types of reviews or this type of content because...
But then that also plays into, oh, you're always so positive about everything. I think this is fake. Or, oh, you're so positive. Where's the negative reviews? Or, like, I can't trust your word. You like everything. It's like you're damned if you do. You're damned if you put it out. And it'd be a bad, you know what I'm saying? If you put it out, it'd be a bad review. Or it's like, yo, this review is terrible. Why would you trash a company like that? You don't put out bad ones. Oh, this nigga likes everything. I can't trust his word. He's never put out a bad review. Everything he likes, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro.
Because ultimately, what problem does this solve? What does he gain from this? What does this do for him? But I'm here to tell those people, shut the hell up. Tell the company to make a better product. Look, I don't think that it's hard to do good business.
And then the thing is, they actively put that product out knowing it was unfinished. That's not his fault. He just told the world. But they knew of the problems. And that's what that TikTok had 3.6 million views. So the company knew of the problems and still put the product out. That is not his fault. That is a company problem, bro.
but a lot of these companies cut corners in order to make money over anything. It's not like they're taking lessons that should be learned and they don't know any better or whatever the case may be. No, they literally know better and what they could and could not do, but they choose to do the bad things over the good things because at the end of the day, their pockets are lined and people are buying their products. So that's where I will side with Keith Lee in this whole situation. At the end of the day, these people need to have better business practices, or at the very minimum, make your objectives clear to a lot of people. If you're coming here to make a fad restaurant or a fad product, and you're not being serious about what you're doing, then go ahead, say that and promote it that way. But these people that claim to have fine dining establishments or the greatest clothing brands in the world, then you should probably deliver on those things and not lie to your consumer base. I swear sometimes people come up with these projects or these business ideas that only seem to have a 1 to 4 year life cycle, and then they have no plan after that to expand, get better, or grow in whatever they do. Hell, we've all had shitty restaurant experiences, so I have no problem with siding with Keith Lee in this specific regard. If you're going to run a business, run the business right, especially with the cost of food today. It's too expensive to be going to eat that garbage.
Actual factual, he's very much right. I don't, bro, especially if these everyday people are giving you money, at least give them good food and good service, man. That's the bare minimum you can do, bro. That's the bare minimum you can do. Shout out Omar though. This is a good video.